Hello and welcome to day number 5 of 33 days of mindful moments. I am Leigh Koechner. If you could just uncross your legs if they're crossed, or sit in a comfortable position and let your feet touch the floor. And something that I love to think about when my feet hit the floor is how supported I am by the planet, or how supported I am that I don't have to do anything and it holds me when I lay down, and it keeps me grounded. And just putting your feet on the ground and being grateful that we are supported without having to do anything. And then if you would just take in a deep breath through your nose and out through your mouth. A deep breath through your nose and out through your mouth. And one more through your nose and out through your mouth. Breathing is such an amazing way to get grounded, to stop the spinning, to get present. So thank you for doing that with me. Yesterday on my talking about mindfulness, I was talking about A, pass, fail. And maybe because all my kids are graduating and all that stuff right now, I was thinking about school and grades. And although I don't think that we fail or succeed or whatever, it's all just about learning. I had a fail the other day at my son's thing with my husband when I wasn't holding on to anger instead of being mindful and being present in the moment with no judgment. And then today I had a fail as well. I was at my exercise class this morning, and when we left, I was talking to a gal, and she shared something with me. And she's kind of a funny gal, and she said it in a no big deal way. And I reacted, that's the first clue that I'm off base. I reacted kind of mindlessly, and whatever popped out of my mouth popped out. And it affected this gal really deeply and really shook her up, and she began to cry, and she was really upset. And instantly, like at first I kind of got defensive, like I wanted to say, well, this is my part, and kind of like that. And as she spoke, and as I got more present to what was happening, and I wasn't reacting or spinning or thinking, I took some breaths and I just listened to her. Well, at first I was kind of talking over her, and then I took some breaths and started just listening to her. And then I acknowledged her. I said, wow, I can really hear how big this is to you, and I can really see the upset, and I can really see that I triggered something. And I just acknowledged her for all of her feelings instead of getting mad or defensive. And as we started to kind of come down from it in the parking lot, she said, I have to go, and took off. And I just got in my car and started kind of beating myself up about, I cut people off all the time, or I think I have good information and I want to share it, but people don't want to freaking hear the information. They want to just be heard. They don't want to be fixed. They don't want to be told what to do. They don't want to be given anything. So I have been working on this lesson of shutting my mouth and listening for years. It started back when my sisters were like, I don't want to talk to you anymore because you cut us off and you don't listen, and you talk all the time and don't ask about us. And then my husband was like, I don't really like talking to you because you talk all the time and interrupt. So and my kids are like, well, you just listen. So it's interesting because I got in the car and I started beating myself up and like, how many times do I have to do this till I'm going to get it? And then I was like, wait a second. This is part of my learning. Like, we each have different things that we're here to work through and learn from. And mine is being a better listener. So I don't have to beat myself up for not doing it right, for not listening the way it should have been listened in the moment. Instead, I did a thing that I learned when I was in spirit school called compassionate self-forgiveness, where you give yourself a break and you forgive yourself literally by saying, I forgive myself for judging myself as talking too much. I forgive myself for judging myself as being too much. I forgive myself for judging myself for being a bad listener. And instead, it's something that I need to work on, and I have a good heart, and I didn't mean anything bad by it. Something that I love when something happens like this, that every single thing that happens in our life is here to teach us. We don't have to become a victim of it. We don't have to be mad about it. We don't have to cause a big thing about it. When we get still and we get mindful and we can kind of quiet our brains, we can say, oh, here's that lesson again. What am I to learn from it? How can I move in a new way? How next time? So I instantly reached out to the gal and took ownership of my mindlessness and apologized for that. and told her that I love her and I support her, and I understand what she was going through. So I think from this I got compassionate self-forgiveness, not to be hard on myself, because so often we beat ourselves up and then we become a victim of this story, and it's like, no, what can I learn from this? To shut my pie hole and to listen with the ears of my heart. And every time my mind says, I know something that can help her, stop it. Say, there you are, spinning mind. I don't welcome you into this conversation. I just picked up this little crystal. You know, they say everything's energy, and people are really into crystals and energy, and it brings good stuff. And I saw this crystal I took my kids to the Studio City Farmers Market, and this just popped in my head, but it said, it's a moonstone, and it says introspection, reflection, and tenderness. And I grabbed it and put it on my neck because I want to be more tender with the world. Inside I'm tender, you can tell, because I cry all the time and I get touched by things so deeply, but outside sometimes I still have my old story of moving fast and being tough and funny. So I want to really remember that I have this kind of close to my heart, and to be tender and to listen with tenderness. And every time my knowledge comes up that I want to share, because I got a good tool that can help you, people don't want to freaking hear it unless they ask for it. My kids don't want advice unless they ask for it. My husband doesn't want to know how to do it differently unless he asks for it. I'm talking to myself here to try and remember that, but I'm also going to be gentle with myself, that I'm human and I'm going to make mistakes, and I can forgive myself and then have ownership and keep moving forward every day. So I've had 2 fails. How about that? Not fails. I had 2 really beautiful learning experiences. That's it. So I'm grateful for this woman, that she jumped on me and that she spoke her truth in such a powerful way, and that I acknowledged myself, that I allowed myself to hear it instead of being triggered or defensive, and then take a breath and apologize and learn from it. So I don't have to do that much longer, I hope. I've only been doing it 20 years. Or longer. Here's a quote that I read today that I like. Wisdom comes from the ability to be still. Just look and just listen. No more is needed. Being still, looking and listening activates the non-conceptual intelligence within you. Let stillness direct your words and actions. That gave me chills. Wisdom comes from the ability to be still. Just look and just listen. That's the part I forget. How simple is that? And then people feel seen and heard, and that's all we want. But as soon as I open my pie hole, no more is needed. Being still, looking and listening activates the non-conceptual intelligence within you. There's an intelligence within us that our head can't get. And when you're thinking and spinning, you're out of touch with what's available to you. So if something happens and you don't like how it went, or you're embarrassed of your behavior or whatever, okay? Be grateful to that other person, whether you tell them or you feel it and send them love. Be grateful that they showed you have more work to do. Don't become a victim or get angry. Learn from it and move forward like a powerful warrior. Oh my gosh, that worked out today. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I'm going to say a prayer. Dear God, thank you for the woman at my exercise class today. Thank you that she showed up so powerfully to show me where I have work to do. Thank you that I allowed myself the gift to learn my lesson, to forgive myself, and to share this information, because we're all going through something and we're all working on stuff that a lot of time we can feel alone with, but we're never alone. Thank you for this Monday, another day on this beautiful planet. Shower us with love and light, and continue to bring people in front of us that teach us, and let us learn the lessons we're here to learn, so we can be done with them and move forward to learn more, because I know that when we're done learning, we go back home. Amen. Okay, you guys, thank you. Have a beautiful day. Go out there and make mistakes. Move fast and strong and hard. Not fast, mindful, and then learn. Learn from it. I can't stop learning. It's exhausted. I love you, Rana. Thanks for joining in, Amanda. Okay, have a great day.